Welcome back to a brand new Civ 6, some might enunciate it as a Civilization 6 video. We're back at it with the second new Leader Pass video of the day after my dumbass and all 22 chromosomes in their entirety decided to post a Theodora video at 4 AM Eastern Standard Time. But despite fucking up the views on that one, that was much more thinking with my second head than it was for views. This is gonna be the big daddy right here. We are playing as Ludwig of Germany. You don't even have to read his leader abilities. We're playing Germany's, Hansa's, free imperial cities, the only two other abilities he has. You don't need to know about anything else. Looking at the drip right now, as I am essentially the Civ 6 drip connoisseur, I'm the powerful authority when it comes to Civ 6 drip. Looking at Ludwig, he looks like he's about to go fight Napoleon in the 18th century. He's got the gold swashbuckler, making me think he's part of Blackbeard's crew. I don't know what he has on his chest. It looks like some sort of golden medallion over a sash, like he just used some soap to make a structure in Boy Scouts or whatever, but alright, he's a very proud Boy Scout it seems. The one thing I don't like about him is his facial hair going on. I said it in the last video, but his beard looks like he accidentally took too much off one side, and then he had to go shave a little bit more on the other side, and he had to keep going until he looked like he got like an actual castle on top of a hill on his chin. But despite the Fort Knox look, he decided not to shave it off because nothing can take away from how disgusting that mustache looks. It's like he wanted to be so separated from Hitler, so ashamed of his past, that he decided instead of a thick, small mustache, it's gotta be long, thin, and kind of like a caterpillar who's going through Auschwitz or something. But all in all, Swan King does give you 2 culture for every adjacent district to a wonder, providing tourism after you get to castles, and most importantly, Sid Meier and the crew decided that we are going to make it so that players will not want to kill themselves after losing out a wonder by 1 or 2 turns, hopefully saving them from any future lawsuits. But overall, we are going to want to beeline castles immediately because of the tourism, so I think the best thing we can do right now is probably go archery just to make sure we don't get wham bam smacked 6 beers and a 12-pack to the wife attack type. But yeah, we're gonna go archery, campus. After that, we'll go currency into apprenticeship. No, that's a stupid idea. We're gonna want mine. Archery, mining, writing, irrigation, bronze working. From there we'll beeline apprenticeship, and from there we'll go castles, and then we'll just like lock in a fuck ton of wonders in order to get that large cultural bonus. Also, I do have the music on in the background, the actual Civ music, a little too loud for me right there. Let me know if you guys enjoy it. Let me know if you enjoy the earlier jingles I have in most of my other videos, but at the end of the day, this game is hopefully going to be a good one. Let's go ahead and, oh, well, that looks like a city-state up there. That's a little unfortunate. I was going to put a city down there, but I guess it's, fuck you, TheCivLifeR. There's the Vatican over there giving me a large amount of early faith. I'm gonna go money, of course, to get that early game exploration, forcing them to send me their maps unless they want me to send their kneecaps to their families. After forcing the Vatican on their knees, they start suckling, giving me the maps up north. Vatican might not be a bad idea to assimilate into our cultural group, of course. I'm sure Germans know all about that. And there's Armagh, the second city-state. I think in order to get a Pantheon early on, we're going to send this guy to Armagh, giving us the envoy we need to get 2 faith, 1 from Armagh, 1 from Vatican, and forcing them to give us, hopefully, religious settlements if we're quick enough. Well, this is extremely unfortunate. It seems like I'm gonna have to get Spanish Inquisitioned in the early game. That's why we go archering immediately. Now I can beeline horseback riding and hopefully show the Spanish the 1-2 punch. There's Code of Laws. I think we're gonna go God King because I'm fairly certain we may be able to secure religious settlements early on as we get the boost to archery, meaning we're a few turns away from turning Spain into Al-Andalus again. Except it's German, so I guess that synonym or whatever doesn't work, but the end of, oh, well, looks like we're gonna have to go on a classical German spree of conquering everything within sight in the early game. I did want a nice peaceful game for once, but the AI has forced my hand by having the audacity of spawning within 5 tiles of my capital. Over here, we'll go ahead and wipe out this guy. I have removed barbarians and clans game mode because quite literally it's bugged. Like, it's actually bugged, like the clans don't work. Like, they send 5-line infantry after me. I go and try to negotiate with them. They said, nah, we're barbarians, we don't negotiate. So that just shut them up right on top of the things I hate most other than furries. Pantheon-wise, we still don't get religious settlements. I'm assuming God of the Forge is probably the smartest idea if we're going to go for that early game, turning everybody around us into France. There's archery. We have a large amount of horses nearby, getting the builder may have probably been the smarter idea, but I could always just build one, and we're still a ways away from horseback riding anyways. Alright, it appears I have no choice this game except to make Hitler look like an upstanding, up-moral citizen, which is a little unfortunate. Cordoba's getting burned to the ground. Zaragoza's got walls, so I'm gonna need a few archers probably, but I should be able to do enough damage to wipe them out. Now, I don't know if any of you were witness to my masterclass last episode, where I defended Byzantium as Theodora against Ludwig, funnily enough, using nothing but archers and warriors to completely eviscerate their empire. I'm not even joking, with archers and early game warriors, I was able to take multiple cities out of them, and it was a virtuoso, may have been the peak of the TheCivLifeR experience. Right now, I'm going to send him everything. What would you give me for 3 gold per turn? I think I could go to exchange here. Absolutely, I will give you all my money per turn. He's gonna ask me if I want to start shit next turn. I'm gonna say, yeah, I want to start shit, you fucking Keemstar-looking motherfucker. And let's get started. He is gonna build walls, which is, quite unfortunate. It's a little more unfortunate is the fact that I sent the archer to his death. As you can see, it's really no challenge for the average TheCivLifeR subscriber being able to rewind time to a much more favorable state. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. They're building walls in Cordoba. Knowing the AI, they'll probably get it in 7 turns or less, so we're going to have to be a little quick with this. He is going to do the extremely smart thing of not running away and just allowing me to completely eviscerate his military. There's craftsmanship. We're going to go ago-gay right now, as well as extra production from urban planning, and in about 8 turns we should at least hopefully be able to go ahead and start building our horses. Here's our first settler. We're going to send him right to the banana tile just because this is a really good industrial zone for him. And Cordoba should be dead in the next couple of turns, although knowing the AI, of course, I would not put it past them to get walls in the next turn. I think they're not going to heal next turn, so I could leave it like that. And then over here we got 6 turns still horseback riding, allowing me to get a few more archers to increase my military strength. There it is. We're going to turn Cordoba into... Ooh, this might be a little dangerous. I'll sacrifice the archer, however, as we take the city of Cordoba, and we are going to raze it to the ground. Even though that was probably a death sentence for this warrior, that's okay. I'd rather lose a warrior than multiple archers. Nope, never mind. It seems he is running away. The AI playing it smart for once. Wasn't expecting that. We'll keep you fortified with battle cry. Gatarsia does not know. Okay, well, she does know who Spain is somehow. And don't worry, Gatarsia, you're gonna be next. There we are, back allied with the Vatican, allowing us to get a little bit of extra visibility. These cities really aren't the strongest. I could take them out with archers, but I'd rather have horses to do that damage instead. You could stay fortify and take a couple more hits, maybe even masterfully bait that warrior to come and yep, there we go. That's why they call me the masterful baiter, after all. And there is horseback riding, meaning I can get horsemen in 5 turns or less. You absolutely love to see it. In fact, I'm fairly certain if I go military tradition, I could get them even faster, which is what we're going for next, of course. He wants to make peace for a lot, which I'm definitely not going to do, considering I've got him by the balls right now. Although him being in that perfectly stiff, rigid stance makes it look like his suit's grabbing him by the balls already, so not as if I'm doing too much more. We're going to start moving. We're probably going to have to wait till the horsemen just because of the strength of these cities, honestly. Some good news is I have plenty of horses to trade away to someone like Gatarsia, hopefully allowing me to use my money to buy one soon enough. I think it's 360, 320 actually, there we are. And I completely made a mistake right now because of the fact that I'm making so few money per turn. Well, I guess better late than never. Let's go ahead and get started and try doing a little bit of damage at least. Even if we lose some units, it would do nothing but help out the economy. Oh, well, this is unfortunate. They decided to immediately buy 2 of these war chariots. Can't even be mad, man. It's just the deity experience at this point. That's okay, though. We're going to probably just... Well, this may have been a mistake now that I think about it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take his 12 gold per turn, both to fix my struggling economy, and because, if you guys were a little bit more astute than I was, you would notice that Indonesia has a shrine, they have oracle, they have farmlands, and what does this district look like? A campus, meaning they went astrology, writing, probably not masonry, meaning they don't have walls, probably aren't going to get walls, and are absolutely perfect for a conquest. I have the settler coming out right now, and before Spain denounces me, of course, I think just giving them the horses they need right now, and without Gatarsia, of course, being really privy to any sort of defenses, I can immediately blitz, take these 2 cities, and probably her capital before she can even blink. And with the settler, we can quickly settle... Ooh. Settling that city may be a better idea because it would, of course, allow us to keep that city. The districts are going to be all wonky, of course, but this is Germany. Districts really are not going to be a problem this game. There's the Civ leader they absolutely massacred in Civilization 6. Civ 5 Wu Zetian was a lethal weapon. If the Americans found Wu Zetian, they would classify her as a terrorist state and with a weapon of mass destruction. I am not even joking when I say she may have been one of the strongest Civs in Civ 5 with her Chuko news. Chuko giving you that melatonin the second you meet her. Double attack crossbowman. Now in this game, I don't even know what the hell she gets. Looking her up right now, it seems that all offensive spies operate at one level higher. Whenever you do a spy mission, you gain 50% of the culture and science the target city are in that turn, meaning you can get like an extra 30 science per turn with her, which, fantastic. I am again about to do what is called a pro gamer move. Mrs. Guitarja, I absolutely adore your your headgear, of course. I'm gonna go ahead and number one, give her as many horses as I can for a lot of gold. That's absolutely beautiful. Next up, I'm gonna try my best to stare her in the eyes, give her as much gold per turn as possible, allowing me to buy a fourth horseman. When I declare war on her, I get everything back. That, my friends, is what they call a pro gamer move. Time to move the forces into position. We've caught her hands down in her pants down in her pants. I'm too tired to think right now. We have caught her with her pants down, hands there, completely on video, about to post it on Twitter. She's completely fucked. There's Trajan of Rome. That's absolutely fantastic. Are you at war with anybody else now? No, you are not. That is perfect. Why is that perfect? Because I can send in all the horses I have after her. Beautiful, and just like that... Ooh. Oh, yes, this is definitely... Oh, that's definitely illegal. That's definitely gonna get me on multiple no-fly lists throughout the entire world. Probably should have attacked with this archer first, honestly, but we can easily blitz her. Loyalty won't be a problem. Wu Zetian, I think she's challenging me to a game of rock, paper, scissors. A long list of enemies. Well, one of the best rock, paper, scissors players of all time. That's not how you swing a sword, you fucking dumbass. I have no idea who taught you that form, but... Well, I guess there's a reason that the Spanish Empire peaked under you. Gonna pillage some more science, of course. Gonna pillage some faith as well, because fuck you, bitch. And then we're gonna go ahead and take the city. Absolutely beautiful. 6 turns to rebellion. 8 turns to rebellion. Rebellion's not gonna happen, because by the time you finish blinking, we are going to have the rest of your empire on locks. Alright, at least Trajan knows how to stab with a sword, unlike a resident Spaniard over here. No wonder you guys lost that empire. I could work on destroying your masterful military, consisting of, lots of warriors who could probably do absolutely nothing to my units at all, but I don't think I will. We take this city in the next turn. This is just disgusting. I love it when the AI doesn't go for walls, because if you build horsemen, you will be able to blitz them before they can even blink. Even though we're in a march, we got attacked twice, and this guy's still alive somehow. Okay, let's be smart here. Of course, you can pillage and attack. There is no reason not to pillage and attack. You got a promotion. You finish him off. No, that's actually perfect, because this guy can then finish off the city. Huge. We get 3 new boosts. Absolutely sensational. This city should be positive, or positive enough to not be dying the next 5 or 6 turns. I'm assuming their capital city is down there, so that's going to be our next target. I could, of course, put a governor in there. We do have some incest, which is fantastic. We can sell this off to Alabama, make a massive killing off that. I think we're not building a settler in our capital, so we could just take Magnus and put him in turn 8, giving me enough time to, hopefully, of course, we move there. There's Majapahit. Hopefully, of course, to give me the time I need to take her capital and stop this loyalty shenanigans. Oh, it seems like the Barbs have spawned some swordsmen of their own, which is a little unfortunate overall. Really not much I can do at this point. Well, let's hope he doesn't do enough damage to one-shot my city completely. We should be fine overall. With our forces completely surrounding Majapahit, we'll begin assaulting them, and I'm not talking about the continent, as we do a ginormous amount of damage. Still not building walls, of course. We can wipe you off the face of the planet, do a lot of damage. Oh my god, we're gonna get— You built a holy site on Tour de la Pain, you absolute buffoon. This is very unfortunate, in fact. I'm gonna have to send this archer back to defend, because I know Barbs come in just droves. They stay in packs, never on their own. Alright, here we go. We're just going to do our best to take the city in this turn, and take him with this unit, because I really don't want him to die, obviously. Whatever, we might lose a horseman, but we still take the city of Majapahit. That's huge. 13 turns to rebellion. We can now go towards this city, perhaps. This city's not losing any loyalty anymore, which is fantastic, and it should just be a cleanup job for the rest of our empire. No, this guy somehow still makes it out alive, which is extremely beneficial for us as we get early empire now. Really going to go conscription to help some of our money problems, of course, and I'm going to keep urban planning because we're not going to build settlers until we get political philosophy. Surplus logistics seems like the best idea for right now. You're going to stay fortified. You are going to fortify you, and give you a promotion. They're still not building walls. We'll keep vision on the city just to see when they start building walls. For the rest of this over here, we could just completely surround the city right now. You stay fortified, and we will, of course, wait until we can move and take that city and assimilate it into German culture, just like we peacefully did with the Poles. There's political philosophy. We're, of course, going to go for classical republic, because I'm really not trying to do too much more warfare after this. Plus production towards settlers, plus 2 influence points. This guy right here survived by the sliver of the hairs on his nutsack. I don't even know how the hell he's still alive. They're probably not even riding horses anymore. Just found some local cows in the farm that he decided to pillage, and used that instead. Gonna attack with this guy, a little risky, but if he survives, he gets a promotion next turn, which is really good for us. And then we can hopefully begin the attack next turn. Majapahit not looking too good, that's fine. You just go ahead and send that guy in there. 12 turns to rebellion, 10 turns. Not as if that necessarily matters right now, because we do take the city of Benjamin, I believe is the proper pronunciation. Mysticism for the free envoys, and then we can get another camp up there. Here in this city, we could probably just get a builder, as the barb threat's gonna become an immense problem in a couple turns. Trajan likes me expanding my empire, although he's denounced me because I've been a warmonger. That's all. Civ 6 experience. You can't win we can't win with anybody, it seems. I made a mistake there. Does the power of a TheCivLifeR subscriber know any sort of bounds? My goodness. Thankfully, we are able to rewind time. Here though, you are going to... I'd love for you to get attacked, actually. Please hit me harder, daddy. You're going to go back and repair. We can get another horseman, which is probably a smart idea. The rest of these guys can, of course, stay fortified, and this guy can just drive by on his ups real quick. We'll get drum and poetry. Envoy-wise, I want to get Nan Mandola as an ally. I don't think taking them out's really the best idea overall. I just realized this is a luxury resource, meaning we're not going to be able to get the Hansa over there, unfortunately. On the bright side, though, this one isn't the worst Hansa in the world. It's not very good, but again, it's not the worst in the world. Let's finally begin taking out the hopeful final stronghold of the Majapahit Empire. Move these units like so, and honestly, there's a chance we can win this turn. Do we? No, we might lose a horseman or two, but overall it's not the end of the world. Yeah, we did end up losing a horseman, which is quite unfortunate, of course, but we're going to be able to take this city, completely eliminating her from the game, and in about 30 to 40 turns, considering we have really no grievances with anybody else. After they finish denouncing us, they'll just forget the Majapahit were even a thing, and just like that, we've set ourselves up for success in the early game. Turn 80, we have about 8 cities without even building really too many settlers, definitely setting us up for massive amounts of success. We'll send an envoy towards the Vatican, allowing me to move Amani now, probably to Nazca. I think we'll get an envoy soon enough, get them as a suzerain, get some era score, and then hopefully be able to get a little bit more exploration. You get a mother of all Hansas, you get a mother of all Hansas, you get a mother of all Hansas. Everybody just gets a mother of all Hansas, my goodness. This may turn into a little bit of a problem now that I think about it. You gotta love crossbowmen, and I don't have clans game mode right now. So essentially what that means is there's no way for me to stop them unless I take out the barbarians. Now this might turn into a little bit of a problem now that I think... Yep. No, actually it was only one civ. Uzachen declared war on me. I am still dealing with barbarians and lack of grammar, evidently, but... hopefully we should be able to deal with these guys quick enough. I think this is enough right here. This horseman can go back and defend against Wuzachen's military strength. And after Ancestral Hall, we can finally get started on settler spamming, although there aren't really too many more settlers to spam, if I'm being honest. Hey, would you look at that? It seems our mech already dealt with the barb threat, and with that, we also have a giant amount of potential new cities. You can have one right there. We could probably have another one on top of that incest. Finally, we can have another decent one up through there. We have the Qatari Depression, or the Qatara Depression, or whatever the hell it's supposed to be called. So we have potentially a lot more cities to settle as well. So I think probably getting cities everywhere is a smart idea. Oh yeah, that's one for the Reddit boards right there. Especially when we get the industrialization policy card that really doubles those yields, it's going to be insane. There's our next city, the city of Trier. That's huge, giving us about 9 cities by turn 100. A little bit under than what I deem to be ideal personally, but still more than enough for me to succeed. I will gladly take Metamorphosis. Now, they are bringing in the Crouching Tiger, the most famed unique unit in Civilization 6, something even the normie non-Civ or history fans know about. Except for the fact that my archers are probably good enough to actually wipe them out. Feudalism's going to be fairly substantial for us, allowing us to get serfdom, which is going to massively improve the strength of our builders. And then over here, we finally deal with the man-at-arms, and I think I'm just going to sit there and laugh at the Chuko-Nu for the most part. He wasn't even able to one-shot the warrior. Come on now, this is just pitiful. This unique unit right here is just pitiful. I mean, I'm not even going to use my horseman against him. My goodness, that's just disrespect to the horseman, who's one of the veterans of the Majapahit campaign. There's our 10th city of Frankfurt, which is very, very substantial for us. We do have plenty more cities coming in right now. We don't really have too many more settlers, but we essentially have everything explored for the most part. I could probably then fit, like, one more city. I think that's more than enough. We're gonna have, like, 15 by the end of it all. There's another really strong canal city, giving me, I think, about 11 cities, which is extremely strong. I'm gonna have 12 by the time we take Chengdu, hopefully. But yeah, we have one more barb camp to deal with, and hopefully we'll be done with barbs for the rest of the game. These guys have been annoying. Here comes the main Chinese attack, spearheaded by their famed their Crouching Tiger. Oh, one of the strongest units of all time. Goodness gracious, it took me a few units that were an era behind to wipe him out. My god. There's the final civilization we have to meet, Suleiman the Magnificent. We have 17 turns. I don't really think that's going to be too big of a problem. Let's continue wiping this guy out using nothing but units that are about an era behind. After that, Nan Mandal's units are going to be a little bit of a problem, I think. We're going to have to keep playing this safe just a little bit. One catapult attack I don't think is going to be enough to really wipe out my military forces that much. Here in the city of Aachen right now, I really don't know what... I could actually get a commercial hub. What am I talking about? This knight is unironically going to be a bit of a problem now that I think about it, actually. This might be a little bit more than just a touch of a problem. Probably going to end up not sacrificing, but we are going to have to get that ancient walls out lickety-split. Alright, let's make friends with Rome. Let's get a military alliance with Rome, and then we can hopefully get him to join. He has denounced her. Join ongoing war against Wu Zetian. What do you want? A solid 1 gold. He'll even give me 20 niter for it. Fuck it, man. I'll take that Lend-Lease. With the military alliance and both of us being at war, we do get a little bit of a bonus. Maybe takes a turn to come in because, yeah, we have 5 combat strength against units of players at war with you and your ally, meaning Wu Zetian. So it's pretty much half an era ahead, essentially. Yeah, because look at that. The knight wasn't even able to one-shot the archer, even though he 100%... He one-shotted the archer a couple turns ago, if I remember. Guilds is huge because with craftsmen now we actually get double industrial zone adjacency, which is extremely strong. Yeah, there it is. +5 from the military alliance. This knight made the outstanding play of sacrificing himself for an archer. Now, that takes balls. It also takes being a few subscriptions away from being a TheCivLifeR subscriber, but hopefully we are not hopefully, but we are going to be able to wipe him out. We're going to go ahead, wipe out the rest of his pathetic military, and just like that, we have, like, knocked out our entire military in, like, one fell swoop. My goodness. If I was Wu Zetian right now, I'm calling up Putin to see how he's dealing with half the military being wiped out, although in her case, it's probably like 75%, which is insane. Emergency ends in about 3 turns, meaning it's essentially Jover, which is fantastic. Here in Cologne, we gotta get the Hansa, I think. We gotta get the Hansa almost immediately, and Wu Zetian right now, well, we're not keeping up in, like, science, for example. We are doing a lot of damage to her, meaning she'll hopefully want to peace out soon enough. We won the emergency, but there's another bigger emergency we got going on right now. The fact that Suleiman's almost converted the entire world to his religion. This is going to be a little difficult. Here's what we're going to do. I think the smart thing to do right now is to just declare war on Suleiman along with Trajan, just because of the fact that, well, you know what, I really do not want to have to deal with the religious victory. It's pretty much just me and Spain we have to protect, which shouldn't be the hardest thing in the world, of course. I do get some grievances against him, but, like, this is a necessity. There's literally no way we can stop him right now. Gonna go ahead and buy a quadrime to give us a little bit of era score just so we can have like an advantage when getting ahead, or advantage for the Golden Age. Now here's a big one. Let's go ahead and use Ludwig's unique ability. We'll get the Apadana there, increasing our culture per turn, and then we can actually get Chichen Itza there. I don't know if that's the best idea though. Here though, for example, we could get Chichen Itza over there, and if we look at the Empire screen, we should, yep, 2 culture from that and 4 culture from that. That is actually a fairly solid unique ability, especially since we actually don't have to finish building this and can actually go and like begin work on workshops, for example. There's naval tradition, which means I get another envoy, allowing me to actually go to Zanzibar and bring them on my side of the... Yes, bring them on my side, despite the fact I can't see what they're seeing, so I guess they still haven't fixed that bug. But can't really be complaining, considering Mac players probably don't even have the first leader pass out yet. And then if you're an Xbox player, I'd get just God bless your soul. We have about 3 more cities I want to settle, so I think I'm actually going to go ahead and get that going right now. Overall, we could probably make peace with Wu Ziqian's solid Oh, no, she doesn't want to make peace. Well, Chengdu's out of health. We'll steal the builder. She has no units. We could take Beijing and we could take Chengdu. I think that's going to be the smartest idea for us without a military for her. We're going to contemn as heretic. You're going to move there. And we don't do too much damage to the cities, but I want to get to the point where I can sort of force her to surrender, if that makes sense. Just try to do as much damage to her as possible. Tech-wise, we got buttresses, pretty much got everything. I'm going to go machinery to try to get Kilwa because we have Nanman Dole, of course. Mass production to get that German industrialization going on, and then hopefully find France and wipe them off the... Excuse me, and hopefully we can use that to wipe another civ off the face of the planet. Maybe even China. Force of habit, I apologize. She has decided to buy another builder for some reason. Can't really tell you why. We'll surround the city, I guess, and do a little bit more damage. Stay fortified. No reason for us to do anything. We just want to secure the city instead of Nazca, of course. We'll go ahead and surround this city as well, and they can build the aqueduct if they want. As long as the city's surrounded, we might even be able to take another city from her. I'll actually get the Petra Wonder. I think we could get that fairly quickly, but first the Hansa, of course. Colosseum still being available might actually be an extremely smart thing for me to get right now. Just gonna go ahead and, honestly, this is probably too many settlers for one city. Get 2 settlers, and then in one of my better production cities, probably this one, we'll get another one soon enough. There's the Renaissance era, as well as a fairly solid Golden Age. I'm hoping... I don't think we get that thing, actually. Monumentality, that is actually huge. We have so much faith, and we're not going for a religious victory, so we can actually use it to spend on one settler there. And then instead of building another settler over here, I'm actually going to get started on the workshop. And then secret society-wise, I think culture victory-wise, which one is the best again? We are making some faith, not enough for Void Singers. I think just going for Owls of Minerva is probably the best. Just like that, I think we probably are going to be able to take the city of Chengdu. That is huge. And then this city's still building an ancient walls. I think we ignore it for right now. We got another governor title with this guy, though, which is pretty cool. Finally, she wants to make peace. Yeah, no, I'm going to take the city of Beijing just to ensure that you've learned your lesson. Not gonna be able to take this city yet. If they get a walls next turn, I'm gonna eat my shirt. What do you mean Ludwig has captured Chengdu? Are you stupid? Thank God I have all these envoy things still. Oh my God. Pillaging this gives me culture. I think that's really good, allowing me to get exploration immediately. Merchant Republic. We're probably going to put craftsman up there. I don't really need conscription right now unless there's nothing else. I'll go Merchant Confederation. Republican Legacy is huge. I think I'm still going to keep serfdom because I still have a giant amount of faith per turn. And yes, over here we're going to take the city's walls to 0. Even though the city's essentially surrendered, we're going to commit some Bosnian war crimes just for the fun of it. And this gets pillaged for some gold, absolutely. And attack ineffective. That's not what I'm looking for. Lots of ineffective attacks. There we go. There's the city of Beijing. We're going to burn it to the ground, and then we are going to make sure this is Sparta does not get past. Then, of course, we can now hopefully make peace. Give me all your money. I'll take that deal. Huge. Grievances-wise, 282 is actually quite a bit. She's not going to want to make peace with us. Can't really blame her, of course. I've made her a bigger enemy of me than Hitler did the Jews. Before she announces me, I'm going to try to trade as much as I can with her. Seems like the entire world's already got a lot of incest going on. Trade the horses we can, of course, and then, of course, Diplo favor. Just try to get as much out of her before she calls me the N-word hard R. I think instead of mass production, we're first going to go celestial navigation because we have a large amount of coastal cities. Alright, I'm not sure what she's trying to say to this, but I'm fairly certain she's calling me a simp. Like civs who pose no threat, dislike civs with strong military. She is calling me a simp! Let's get the last city, the city of Augsburg. Don't know why I'm not getting a free builder with that one. Yeah, no. Oh, that's why I built the audience chamber instead of the ancestral hall. They should have made those things start with 2 different letters. Because when you have dumbasses like me, who would score 10 on an IQ test if the minimum score was 15, then we get mistakes like this. This is a little unfortunate now that I think about it. There's the Colosseum, at least. We're going to get a lot of amenities. That's going to be a free bank. And Leonardo da Vinci. That's actually really good. We're going to be getting workshop. We have workshops everywhere because we are Germany. That actually synergizes perfectly with my ability. There's the Petra. That's absolutely sensational. Now, I am kind of worried about Philip's military strength skyrocketing, so I think just in case, we're going to just go ahead and just start building crossbowmen in a couple cities. And then these outer cities, of course, can build the walls. And I completely forgot we didn't even research castles, and I could have definitely used that tourism, I suppose, but what are you going to do? There's the Colossus, looking absolutely sensational, might I add. Goodness me, the culture's starting to really come in. I could also get the Mausoleum, which would be a really good idea with great engineers in the late game. There we are with castles. We're now making 67 tourism per turn without really building any theater squares or anything, which is just insane. We'll probably actually get one right now that I think about it. You know what? We'll finish Angkor Wat first and then get the culture bonus for it. Put liberalism instead of colonization, just because we're not looking to make a few natives go extinct this game. After that, Raj instead of charismatic leader, giving me a few more yields. And then trade confederation, probably instead of serfdom, since I'm essentially done with that. Although I would also like great writer points, but I think just getting the theater squares right now is more important. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and get these monstrous bad boys out right now. And that's the Mausoleum at Halicarnassus. Very, very good for us. Could get Forbidden City somewhere. I don't think here's a good idea, though. We'll just start getting these workshops everywhere, and libraries, of course. Buying apostles, although naturalists could be a good idea. I think we're going to try to get as much faith as possible for right now. You stay fortified, that's huge. And, yeah, we do have a lot of tourism. We have a lot of culture coming in. The only problem is just the fact that we aren't cultured enough right now. People don't exactly want to eat our sausages and wear our SS patches, so we are going to have to try to get a little bit higher. Tourism, we're number 1 by far. But in order to win the game, especially before Suleiman wins a religious victory, we are going to have to, well, number 1, we're probably going to have to actually start building holy sites just to get that faith going a little bit. Indoctrination at least gives us a free wildcard policy slot, which can be extremely effective, especially if we do get something like, for example, great artist points, I think is a good idea. World Congress time. I'm hoping this is going to be Theater Square, but I highly doubt it. Is what it is. We'll try to advance our agenda at the cost of probably not winning. Hey, it was Theater Squares. I was going to say at the cost of not winning any, points in the World Congress, but hey, I'll take it. Yeah, we are just swimming in envoys right now. This is looking extremely good for us. Let's get Nusk on our side now. There's industrialization, which is fairly huge for us. I can't get the Ruhr Valley, though. It's too surrounded in districts. That's fine, though. Oh, well, there is the declaration of war. Well. They do have line infantry. This is going to be a little bit of a problem, but going military science and trading for, obviously, niter should help us out a little bit. Right after you finish that, get medieval walls, and I think I will do the same exact thing here, except you're going to get it now. He does have cores, which is a little unfortunate. And then you obviously have the bombard, which is something we're going to have to deal with immediately. The good news is we can get just a giant amount of crossbows, and just through sheer numbers, we should be able to push them back. We are at war with Armagh, which is going to be negated after we get Scorched Earth, which should be fine. Yeah, the line infantry are going to be a little bit of a problem. It's time for me to get some cores of my own right now. You can move there. You'll move back there, and I guess we might as well get a core with you, and then we can use you to attack like that. Perfect. And you are going to probably just stand behind the river. You get one shot by line infantry, so we're not even going to risk it. There's Scorched Earth, meaning we can go ahead and get Armagh out of this war immediately, and a few more envoys, and we can actually get them on our side, which is really strong. I'm really not too worried about that war, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, they really can't do too much to me. We like just that. We just one-shot the bombard. This is huge. And then I'm worried about Aachen a little bit, but at the same time, I think we should be okay. Especially if I can move maybe there and attack, and then move there, and then we can also buy like a privateer or something here, just to help us out a little bit. Now I am the last bulwark, or actually no, Trajan has Zoroastrianism. He still hasn't converted Spain, which is fine in my opinion. He has decided to pillage some of my tiles. That is A-okay by me, because you are about to get the mother of all hammers thrown on top of you. There's our first great writer of the game, and we still have the most tourism in the game by far, which is huge, giving me a giant peen on the tourism chart, just allowing me to use my enlarged, I'd say, genitalia to dominate like that. That kind of scared me. Who am I at war with? Okay, it's back to Armagh. That's fine. I could get like an envoy fairly quickly. There's a great artist as well. Wonder production seems like a good idea. After I find a wonder I can use it on. We actually have no places to build any natural parks, meaning this naturalist was absolutely useless. Let's go ahead and get another work of great writing, putting me at 150 giant tourism. And this guy's got 3 actions. Wow. This wonder mausoleum was extremely strong for us, it seems. I'm going to wait till we get a better wonder, though. This is going to be huge, actually. I forgot about Bolshoi Theater, which we can immediately get in the next couple of turns. Could go Diplo Quarter here, but I think getting shrines and religious buildings is more important. You're just going to get deleted. And finally, we can use this archer to continue getting these great works of art, no pun intended. Yeah, look at this right here. Like, look at this, right? She's laughing, and then she's doing that. She's like, they told me you have a small penis. And then she said she's going to chop me off and turn me into one of her eunuchs. No, I fell for being her simp, and now it's going to turn into a eunuch problem. There is the Hermitage, absolutely fantastic, and Bolshoi Theater right after. I am cultured right now. We'll go Heritage Tourism instead of probably frescoes. We should have more than enough great works of art museum type things to really get the rest of the great artists. And then Theater Square in my capital, of course. We'll put it right over there. Then over here, we could just get a sanctuary, honestly. It might be game over. Just like that, we are going to absolutely snag our Armagh for ourselves, allowing us to open another front against the Spanish. And at this point, we have an army of pretty strong cavalry. We could actually get a cavalry army right now and use it to just chevaucher everything. That, I think, is probably the best idea now that I think about it. I mean, there's no reason to make peace. He's only got 45 military strength, and we have a giant amount of crossbows. So if we could just go ahead, maybe do a little something like this. Huge. We get the army. Over here, I think just getting a theater square is probably more important. And then we could use this guy to absolutely make life a living hell for the innocent civilians. And yeah, we've pretty much converted our entire empire to Hinduism, so we should be safe from the Muslim invaders in this timeline. And then this guy's going to be huge, actually. Moving there, and then pillage. No, okay, I can't pillage yet. Probably, honestly, just, is that a neighborhood? I think that is. We can use that. We can steal builders, of course. We can just run around and just pillage everything. And back to Rome, of course, we'll make friendship and actually get a cultural alliance, allowing us to get a nice jump start in culture. We're already at almost 400. I was killed. Bengala, that's actually one of the worst things that could have happened. Well, it seems like he's trying to go for Munich. Doesn't really seem like the smartest idea in my opinion, but let's go show him what's up. And then start pillaging everything in sight. We got the T-Poser Christ Show Redentor. I can only put him in a few locations. Actually, can you get a commercial hub yet? You cannot. We'll find a better place to put him, I think. There we go. That's a really good... That's actually... Wait a minute. That's actually like 4 culture per turn or something like that. 8 culture per turn, excuse me, and that's 8 tourism per turn as well. This Germany might actually be one of the best, and more so than him just being Germany. I mean, he was already going to be S tier just when he like had the German abilities, but he had everything else and it looks a lot stronger than what he currently is. Maybe even better than the other Germany, although we'll hold judgment on that until we're 100% for sure. There's the Great Lighthouse, not as if it's really going to do anything for us at this point. There's Ideology, one of the best decks in the entire game, my goodness. We'll replace the pitiful 6 tourism for the absolute 5-year Giga plan, and after that, militarily, I guess we could go through to this one just to get a little bit more gold. Nothing else is really screaming out to me for the most part. Yeah, they're only doing 7 damage to this cavalry unit now, my goodness. I'm actually just obliterating this man. Might not look like it, but this guy was just attacked twice, or 3 times, I can't remember, but, yeah, just like, they really can't do anything against this Cav army. I have so many city-states on my side that they're collectively ignoring my war crimes and giving me Diplo favor, which is insane. There is suffrage giving women the right to vote. Absolutely sensational. We'll go for aesthetics right there. The New Deal gives me a giant amount of housing. We'll also go whistle banking because we're probably gonna we have. Oh no, I was gonna say we have more than enough money, but we really don't. We could go triangular trade or grand opera. I think triangular trade right now is the better move. And just like that 250 gold per turn, my goodness. After that, it's probably smart to just go ahead and make a beeline for Cold War, and then we get more works of great writing, which is good. And 248 tourism per turn might be probably not enough to win the game, but we are probably getting to the point where we can use it to win the game. I think it's time to start going theater square festivals, just so we can get more of those great people. Writers, artists, musicians. We are not number 1 in, well, we're number 1 in great artists. It's just somehow China's making 16 per turn with great musician points. And of course we can go to Trajan and just try asking him for as many of these things as we can. What would it take? A lot of money? I will take that. That's a giant amount of tourism I've just secured for myself. 252, we'll see how much that becomes. Let's see, come on game. 264. Might not seem like a lot, but every little bit helps. There's our first great musician of the game. We can't put him in the Bolshoi Theater, actually, giving us giant amounts of great musician points. And Gilded Vaults could be fairly effective. Probably not the best overall, but it's better than nothing. I think with my religious dominance, it's finally time to make peace with Suleiman. We'll do that, and then before he denounces me, of course, we are just going to give each other open borders. And, yeah, overall looking fairly good on that front. We weren't able to build some wonders, which is quite unfortunate. Really not the end of the world, though. I'm making more than enough tourism right now. There's the modern era golden age, meaning I'm hopefully going to... No, there's really no ability I can use. That kind of sucks, actually. That's fine, though. I think it's time to just go ahead and start spamming out these rock bands. I just realized we didn't even put Pingala in after he was neutralized. We are about to see a massive spike in yields. Goodness me. Then over here, we've pretty much just pillaged everything we can out of these guys. My goodness. We're going to use this guy, I guess, to pillage our way to radio, which is going to be the last technology we really need. Actually, that's a lie, because... we're also going to want to make a beeline for computers and the 25% tourism boost. Rock bands wise, goes to 11 seems fairly effective. Although going for the arena rock, especially with entertainment complexes everywhere, I think is going to be a better idea. Just because of the fact we can make sure... The thing with rock bands is you want to make sure they live a lot longer than possible. Like, even if they're not getting that much tourism, just being able to use 5, 6, 7 times is a lot better than just having, like, something like you do once on a wonder. I am, of course, going to go album cover art because it makes it more experienced on a wonder after all. But overall, you just want to make these guys live as long as possible. There we are. That is a giant amount of tourism we're getting. Let's see. 262 becomes 352. That is insane. You want to make peace for Last Judgment? No. I want your amenities to be as low as possible. There's distributed sovereignty, the last government reform we really need right now. meaning we can get a giant amount of culture per turn like we have been getting essentially for the most part of this game, but it's going to be a lot more, and it's going to allow us to pretty much finish as quickly as possible. I mean, culture victories are always a slog. Like, the game's essentially over right now. There's no shot anybody else wins, especially with me having sort of my own religion, and yeah, this is just going to be a slog for the rest of this game. And we did actually win the World's Fair, meaning we get a giant amount of great people points, lots of civic boosts, and other stuffs that don't help me. Please, just let me finish the game, man. I think it's about time we make peace with Suleiman. That is perfect. And could you interest me in maybe some great works? I know this is how I went to war with you the last time around, but trust me, this time I will not declare war on you to save my gold per turn. Also notice the AI started to build a lot more planes. It's turn 243 and she already has fighters and bombers. I like that. Maybe we can finally get an exciting late game in Civ. One of the biggest problems, in my opinion, with this game is that the late game is just a shitfuck. Like, it's like going into an orgy as a blind man who hasn't even learned what sex is. You will be extremely surprised. And, like, problem with that is, like, the late game is such a slog. Like, right now, I'm just using rock bands. Game's already over. No one else is close to a victory. The closest is Suleiman to a religious victory, but I have that sort of in my own hands now. Since I have Hinduism, I have a giant amount of faith I can stop him with. But yeah, there really isn't anything interactive, I guess, too much with the game. I mean, like, right here, like, all I'm gonna do right now is give myself album cover art and just start spamming these rock bands out. It's been a while since I've decided to come back and talk to you guys. I've spent the last 30 turns wondering why I chose Civ 6 Culture Victory to be my victory of choice this game. But despite the fact that the spoon is looking absolutely submissive and breedable to my eyeballs right now, we're about 9 turns away from victory. We have all the album cover art. Glamrock goes to 11. You go here. 9% chance you die. You get 1625 tourism. Extremely, I guess, effective as well as extremely cheap to use. This guy's just spaceports and campuses, which I can use right here, actually. And 5,000 tourism for that is huge. Then we got HG Whales over here. Go ahead and, like, write a story somewhere. I don't fucking know. There's Statue of Liberty. Completely forgot I was building that, honestly. I just did Theater Square investments right now. Here you have Glamrock, album cover art, and goes to 11. Let's go ahead and go to 11 with this wonder, giving us 9,000 tourism. How much does, this guy theoretically get? Well, we'll see next turn, I guess. This guy there, again, the formula it's fairly formulaic. You go album cover art, go to some wonders, get a few big hits, and then you should be fine for the most part. Technologically, it says 3 turns away from victory. It's looking close. It's extremely tiring. Some questions I get, it's not like very often, but a lot of the time people say I don't go for culture victories nearly enough. And the problem with that is that unless you're doing like a super unique strategy, like going for reliquaries, for example, it takes so long to just win this victory. I mean, my goodness. You do this, 10,000 tourism generated, absolutely huge. This guy here, 14,000 tourism generated. You just got to get lucky with the rock bands more so than anything. This guy, 2,500. Looking at this right now. Oh yeah, we're like, next turn I think we win if we could just get every one of these guys on a wonder or a campus. This guy here, for example, doesn't matter if he dies, he generates 16,000 tourism. I think that's probably enough. Just in case, though, we'll do this here, another 3,000. I'll shift enter because I'm fairly certain it's game over. There it is, culture victory secured. Oh, I don't even want to read the latest. I mean, what can I say about Germany? I mean, he's Germany, so automatically one of the best civs in the entire game. His ability's extremely unique, though, because even if you don't finish the wonder, you just get a giant amount of, like right here, Eiffel Tower, 6 culture, and 6 tourism. It's just a huge amount. Definitely S tier, maybe A tier. I guess it really does depend, but this was an extremely easy victory. Turn 256 isn't too bad, especially considering we went to war early on, although I think that's what kind of helped us out tremendously. Got a lot of great works, even though we started getting them around the Renaissance and Industrial era. But that's going to be it from me. Tomorrow I will come back and finish off the trifecta with Sejong, so leave a like and subscribe to not miss out on that. I'll see you all next time. Peace.